this evening with an invocation from the Reverend Jennifer Aaron Sims from Asbury United Methodist Church, and she'll be leading us in our pledge as well.
Good evening. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Good evening, God. Thank you for the gift of life this day, for the work that we have, each one of us enjoyed, that brought us to this hour, for the family and friends who love and support us and carry us through our hardest times. God, we gather as a cross-section of this great county. Each of us come with different interests and different responsibilities, but we all come hoping to make Clay County schools the best that they can be. We give you thanks for all of the teachers, the administrators, the students, the families, the resource officers, all of those custodians who work to make our schools safe and fun places for learning. We ask your blessing on those who are gathered here this evening, who will contemplate the future success of these students and make plans and decisions that will have an impact that will last well into the future. May your spirit be our guide, and may we be aligned with your will to serve these people of this county to the best of our abilities. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. And will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. All right, so at this time, I'll call to order the regular school board meeting of May 2nd, 2024. Welcome, citizens of Clay County. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend tonight's school board meeting. This meeting is our opportunity as your elected representatives to collaborate openly and make decisions that will decide the future direction of our public schools and the education of our children here in Clay County. If you wish to address the board on an agenda item, there will be an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes. Please fill out a card located at the side entry door indicating the specific item number or topic that you wish to speak about, and turn it in promptly to one of our officers. If you have items that you would like to present to the school board or to the superintendent, please hand them to an officer who will distribute them accordingly. No additional cards will be accepted once the board moves to the public comment section under presentations from the audience. Your participation is welcomed and appreciated. So we will begin tonight. We have quite the crowd because we have a number of awards and celebrations tonight. So we're going to begin with the recognition of Cognia Accreditation Renewal, and Ms. Laura Fogarty, the Director of Climate and Culture here in our county, is going to make this presentation.
Hi, good evening, everyone. We're so excited to have everybody here tonight, and I'm absolutely thrilled that I get to share this event with everyone here. For people in the audience, we just went through Cognia Accreditation, and accreditation from Cognia is a valuable mark of distinction recognized around the world. Each year, Cognia identifies schools and systems that best exemplify excellence in education and stand out in their service to leaders based on the results of a rigorous accreditation process. And for us, that process took over a year. So we are absolutely thrilled tonight to have the regional director of Cognia with us. We have Mr. Martinez. He began his educational career as a classroom teacher and a science coach in Broward County. His strength in the classroom led him to become a social studies curriculum trainer for the district, followed by a district administrator for ESAW, and finally, an elementary school principal. His extensive knowledge and experiences made him the prime candidate to become the regional director of Cognia. Can you please join me in welcoming Mr. Andy Martinez?
Please and thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me here. I just want to pull my notes out. The older I get, the further the phone gets from me, so just bear with me for a second. First and foremost, again, thank you so much for having me here today. This is a great honor, and honestly, it's a great honor for all of you to be here to witness this today as well. Superintendent Broski, your community, and your board. Cognia has a long history with Clay County, dating back to the first time you became a system accredited system back in 2008. This commitment is shown in your positive culture, supportive learning environments, and your comprehensive initiative to establish a clear and achievable strategic plan that helps guide the district's progress and continuous improvement efforts. Accreditation from Cognia is a valuable mark of distinction recognized around the country and globally. Cognia has been reviewing educational systems for over 129 years, and we are currently in over 95 countries around the world. Cognia accreditation is not a checklist or a quick endeavor. Accreditation is a continuous education journey. Clay County schools, as mentioned before, began their journey, which was a rigorous and external audit of their systems and procedures well over a year ago. So hats off to the entire team for their incredible diligence and hard work in making this happen. Clay County School District earned an accreditation score of 355, which is an excellent score and is well above the average. In comparison, the average global score is 250, and you received a 355, so hats off to you as well. As I mentioned, this is an incredible accomplishment. It emphasizes the importance of student-first approach and the collaborative leadership skills of your superintendent, Mr. David Broski, while highlighting his steadfast commitment to Clay County students and their success. The district leadership accreditation team was led by Laura Fogarty, and it consisted of over 20 leaders from across the district that gathered and synthesized district information to craft the final report. The Cognia team was most impressed by the overwhelming amount of evidence that unequivocally supports the One Clay vision. The One Clay vision instructional model is intentional, and it provides a specific structure for classroom observations. Being intentional about observations grounds the data in expected targets, which leads to more insights into student learning and the greater student achievement. In addition to the great accomplishment that I've already been able to share with you, the board has earned a Master Board distinction from the Florida School Board Association, demonstrating everyone's commitment to the learners and the system's priorities. I am humbled to be standing here today with you and honored to represent Cognia. We are the largest education improvement organization in the world, and as I stand here, I have the honor to present to you your district accreditation renewal and officially award Clay County accreditation through June of 2030. Congratulations, Superintendent Broski, school board members, and your entire community. Congratulations. I think now's when we take pics. This is quite heavy.
All right, next on our agenda is to recognize the winners of the 2024 Math Field Day. Can you guys believe we have so many students that turn out to do math on a Saturday every year? And we have Miss Govinda Poor here with us. She's the math curriculum specialist. and she's going to be making the presentation.
Hi, my name is Govinda Poor, and I'm here with April Shipley, an elementary math coach and the elementary math field day coordinator. We are here to recognize some of outstanding students that have participated in Math Field Day. We want to start just by thanking Mr. Broski and the board members for having us out each year. We want to thank some of our board members for participating in Math Field Day, and we want to recognize the teachers, the staff, and all the volunteers that put in so much time to help prepare our students. So let's start by playing along. So this is just one of the problems that students may see during Math Field Day. And we know all of you would immediately know the answer to this, do it in your head, and be ready to move on. But I'm going to give you a minute to look at this, and then we're going to revisit it. Now we're going to start by announcing our winners. So they'll come out one at a time. We're going to start with Plantation Oaks Elementary, Victoria Rubio, and she is our Muggins Tournament High Score winner. Come on out, Victoria. Perfect. Her coaches were Miss Como and Miss Randall. Congratulations, Victoria. Next is our overall winner for the Muggins Tournament from Discovery Oaks Elementary. We have Liam Whidden and his coach, Miss Willette. Congratulations, Liam. Now we're going to move into recognizing our first, second, and third place winners in fourth grade. So our third place had a tie. The first school we will recognize is Swimming Pen Creek Elementary with coaches Miss Rebecca Vandewater and Miss Dupuis. Come on out, Swimming Pen Creek. Congratulations, Swimming Pen Creek Elementary. Our other school that placed third place for fourth grade was Fleming Island Elementary with coaches Miss Wolf and Miss Geiger. Come on out, Fleming Island. Congratulations, Fleming Island Elementary. Our second place winner for fourth grade is Plantation Oaks Elementary with coaches Miss Mount and Miss Cox. Come on out, Plantation Oaks. Congratulations, Plantation Oaks Elementary. And our first place winner for 4th grade is Patterson Elementary. Come on out, Patterson. Patterson is accompanied by their coach, Mrs. Steinfurth. Congratulations, Patterson Elementary. Moving on to 5th grade, we're going to recognize our 3rd place winner in 5th grade. It is Oakleaf Village Elementary and their coach, Miss Lipinski. Come on out, Oakleaf Village. Okay. We have a correction. Our coach is Mr. Johnson. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for being here. Moving on in 5th grade, our 2nd place winner in 5th grade was Fleming Island Elementary, and their coaches, Miss Bernard and Miss Hale, are here with them. Come on in. Thank you, Fleming Island Elementary. And our first place winner for 5th grade is Patterson Elementary. Patterson is accompanied by their coach, Mrs. Hancock. Congratulations, Patterson Elementary. We will now move to recognizing 6th grade. In our 6th grade 3rd place position, we also have a tie. So our first 3rd place winner for 6th grade is Thunderbolt Elementary with their coaches, Miss Carnuth. Congratulations, Thunderbolt Elementary. Our tie for 6th grade 3rd place was also a tie with Fleming Island Elementary. Come on out, Fleming Island. And their coach was Mrs. Michaels. We're going to move to our 2nd place winner for 6th grade, and that is Lake Asbury Elementary. along with John Halter. And our final 6th grade first place winner is Patterson Elementary. Congratulations, Patterson Elementary School. Math Field Day would not be possible without the meticulous planning of our Math Field Day coordinator, April Shipley. Planning the event begins in September and continues through the weeks after the event. Now remember, this event is in April, so all year long. Although our math team all comes together, plus the help from many district and school volunteers, we are proud to recognize April Shipley for being our outstanding Math Field Day coordinator. This is our elementary math team. Okay, so as promised, we're going to revisit that math problem. Have we all solved it? Are we all smarter than a 5th grader? The answer is 310. If you are wondering how we got that way, here's our order of operations. We look forward to seeing you all at Math Field Day 2025.
All right. Man, that cleared out the audience pretty quickly. That was a lot of recognition. Great job, everyone. Next, we have the recognition of Winter Guard and Indoor Percussion Championships, and I'm just disappointed we don't have a performance for this one. We have with us Mr. Chris Google, the Fine Arts Curriculum Specialist here in Clay County.
Good evening, Clay County School Board, Superintendent, teachers, students, and community. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you this evening to recognize some truly exceptional student groups within our district and their achievements at the 2024 FFCC Championships. FFCC, the Florida Federation of Color Guard Circuit, is an organization that hosts competitive color guard, percussion, and winds events. Students usually start preparing for these events after Thanksgiving break. Event categories include winter guard, indoor percussion, concert percussion, and indoor winds. The students in these categories spend countless hours preparing for their performance. During the months of January through April, they perform at various competitions across the state. Each of these competitions includes long days of preparation and performance, followed by feedback given by qualified professional judges. Teams then continue their work on their performance based on that feedback to continue to adapt and improve their performance throughout the season. All of this culminates in a trip to the FFCC Championships held in Daytona Beach at the Ocean Center. Teams from across the state compete in multiple categories, vying for one of the coveted medalist spots, bronze, silver, and gold in their respective divisions. This evening, we are proud to recognize 9 groups from across Clay County who earned a medal in their respective categories. Due to the limited space available this evening, each team will be represented by a handful of student leaders who help lead their group in the amazing accomplishments. Student leaders, as I call your school, please come forward to accept your recognition. Please remain standing up at the front until all schools have been called and we'll take a group photo. In the interest of time, please allow all student leader names to be called from their school before giving them their well-earned round of applause for their amazing accomplishments. Congratulations to Green Cove Springs Junior High cadets, band director Tina Larson, coach and guard coach Jennifer Hunter. Green Cove Springs Junior High cadets earned a gold medal in the Cadet Novice Division. Student leaders tonight include Talon Palmore, Kate Hansen, and Peyton Stringer. Congratulations, Green Cove Springs Junior High cadets. Congratulations to Oakleaf Junior High cadets, guard coach Rachel Barango. Oakleaf Junior High cadets earned a bronze medal in the Cadet Novice Division. Student leaders tonight include Kateria Velez Velasquez and Janaya Boygan. Congratulations to Fleming Island High JV Winter Guard. Band directors Mara Rose and Alex Buck. Guard coaches Stephanie Cristodero and Melissa Parker. Fleming Island High School JV Winter Guard earned a bronze medal in the Illusion Division. Tonight's student leader is Ashley Rueda. Congratulations to Fleming Island High JV Winter Guard. Congratulations to Fleming Island High Varsity Winter Guard. Band directors Mara Rose and Alex Buck, and guard coaches Stephanie Cristodero and Melissa Parker. Fleming Island High Winter Guard earned a bronze medal in the Company Division. Student leaders tonight are Gabby Duran. Congratulations to Fleming Island High Winter Guard. Congratulations to Middleburg High Winter Guard. Band director Tyler Cheney, guard coach Alexis Eiler. Middleburg High Winter Guard earned a bronze medal in the Knights Division. Student leaders tonight include Landon Kane, Mackenzie Marsden, and Madison Kelly. Congratulations, Middleburg High Winter Guard. Congratulations to Middleburg High Concert Percussion. Band director Tyler Cheney, percussion instructor James Rivera. Middleburg High Concert Percussion earned a gold medal in Percussion Scholastic Concert A Division. Student leaders tonight include Alan Trump, Charles Durrell, and Scott Hartle. Congratulations, Middleburg High Concert Percussion. Congratulations to Oakleaf High Winter Guard, band director Chad Robbins and Kevin Clausen LeBlanc. Guard coach Lisa Smith. Oakleaf High Winter Guard earned a gold medal in the Beyond Division. Student leaders tonight include Maggie Tchaikovsky and Morgan Lineberry. Congratulations, Oakleaf High Winter Guard. Congratulations to Oakleaf High Indoor Percussion. Band directors Chad Robbins and Kevin Clausen LeBlanc. Percussion instructor Brandon Brown. Oakleaf High Indoor Percussion earned a silver medal in the Percussion Scholastic McCormick's Division. Student leaders tonight include Adley Harris, Nazareth Torres, Christian Hale. Congratulations, Oakleaf High Indoor Percussion. And congratulations to Ridgeview High Winds, band director Arnaldo Colon, Winds instructor William Clark. Ridgeview High Winds earned a bronze medal in the Winds Scholastic A Division. Student leaders tonight include Fallon Castor, Evan Thornton, Joseph Licklider Spain, and Alex Romer. Congratulations, Ridgeview High Winds. And please help me in congratulating one final time all of our students for their outstanding accomplishments at the FFCC Championships. Directors and coaches, if you would come up to the front for one group picture.
All right, I think Mr. Google is going to stay right where he is because next on our agenda is the recognition of visual arts students.
So we have one more recognition for the fine arts this evening, and I'm excited to stand before you to recognize one of the highest honors in the visual arts in Clay County Schools, the annual Student Art Show Best in Show recipients. Last weekend, we held the 35th annual Student Art Show at the Thrasher Horn Conference Center. The event boasted elementary and secondary art galleries, a family engagement room, live music, an opening celebration including food trucks, and a closing award ceremony. However, prior to all of the art show festivities this weekend, students worked hard to create masterful works of art to submit for a juried art component of the show. Each year, secondary art teachers work with their students to submit the best art pieces their students create. These works are digitally uploaded prior to the art show and sent out to various art professionals to critique and judge the artwork. This year, we had hundreds of submissions in all of our categories, including junior high and high school, two-dimensional and three-dimensional artwork. The official judges spent hours analyzing the students' work, looking beyond content to notice the technique and the skill demonstrated in the artwork. The Best in Show award is reserved for the judges' top selections in their respective categories. This evening, I would like to recognize the students who earned the distinct honor of Best in Show recipient. Students, as I call your name, please come forward to the front to accept your recognition. Please remain up at the front until the last student is recognized, at which time we will take a group photo. The Best in Show Junior High School three-dimensional winner is Vera Irby, an 8th grader at Lakeside Junior High, art teacher Sandra Wiggins. Vera's artwork is titled Plant plus Animal equals Snaculent. The Best in Show Junior High 2D winner is Tegan Montesano, an 8th grader at Lake Asbury Junior High, art teacher Desiree Stone. Tegan's artwork is titled Ocean Burger. The Best in Show High School 3-dimension winner is Hope Costines, a 12th grader at Orange Park High, art teacher Tracy Tanner. Hope's artwork is titled Mercy. And the Best in Show High School 2D winner is Alyssa Mahalik, a 10th grader at Clay High, art teacher Benjamin Henson. Alyssa's artwork is titled The Wild West. Congratulations, students, on your accomplishment. Teachers and admin, if you are here and would like a picture, please come up now. And community, school board, superintendent, as you guys are exiting, be sure to check out all of our award winners in the back in the student art gallery. Thank you.
All right, next on our agenda is the recognition of the 2023-2024 Superintendent Student Advisory Council members. And we have Ms. Kelly Watt to make this presentation.
All right, good evening. And I'm going to go ahead and welcome our advisory council members in. Come on in. All right. Come on through. Yep. All right, so before us are the 2023-2024 members of our Superintendent Student Advisory Council. I'll give a moment for them all to file in. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and get in two lines. There's a lot of you. There they are. All right. And we have approximately 32 members of our Superintendent Student Advisory Council. And there are a few others that cannot make it here tonight because uh, you may not be surprised to know that this is a very ambitious group of students. And some of these students have other commitments tonight. Musical concerts, other award ceremonies. These are highly involved students. Of them, we have students representing every single high school, and we even have 2 students from a junior high, which is outstanding. So what they do is they have to submit an application to be on this advisory council each year, and we look at letters of recommendation, we look at their ability to communicate and their ability to problem solve. And so that is exactly what they do. Mr. Broski is very committed to hearing the student voice and wanting to include our students in the solutions that we seek to better the student experience here in Clay. So once a month we come together for a little over an hour, and they let us know what issues matter most to them. And they have to do research outside of the council. They have to meet in committees. They have to problem solve and present to the superintendent a solution. And so our chair, Tyler Davies, in just a moment will kind of provide you a summary of some of the topics that we've tackled this year. What I love most about this is it really promotes our students as citizens and promotes those civic values of collaboration, civil discourse, problem solving, and being a part of the solution to better our community. And I think that all of these students have taken great ownership over their role representing the student bodies at their school. And truly, we could not be more proud of what they have done and their commitment to our county. So I'd like to introduce who they are. So first we have Isabelle Aliquin. There we go. All right, and Hayden Skipjack. Thank you. Riley Hockersmith. All right, Daniel Capusta. Shayla Bivens. Carson Nicholson. Isabella Amador. Ria Patel. Ashley Zamora. Brenna Finnegan. Allison Muslimani. Taylor White. JC Chulat. Jaden Penny. Dana Loftus. Emily Moore. Lene Hornick. Nora Burke. Maddie Reap. And our chair, Tyler Davies. All right, big round of applause to all of them. Thank you. I'm going to now turn it over to Tyler Davies and students. I will let you find your families and you can join and watch Tyler's presentation. Oh, let's get a picture. Yes. Let's get a picture.
All right. Good evening. And as Ms. Watts said, this has been a great year on the council. This is my second year on the council and first year as chair. I've had the honor and privilege of serving as the chairman this year. I'm Tyler Davies. We've had such a productive year, dynamic and critically thinking group before us today. I'd like to give you all a glimpse into kind of what our meetings have looked like throughout the year. And we've met on the second Tuesday of every month. So among our council, we have a wide representation from all of our secondary schools in Clay County. which is the most important thing with this council, I think. We want a diverse palette of viewpoints and perspectives when discussing all of these issues in order to come up with the most appropriate and effective solution for our whole student body in Clay District schools. So that being said, in working to develop the most effective solution, the council members are encouraged to maintain this list of meeting norms. So you can go ahead and advance. Oh, I do. That's pretty amazing. All right, so this is actually what our meetings have looked like. So we met right here in this room. It's given the students kind of a cool exposure to use this room and feel very important. So some of our meeting norms. So be solution-oriented, assume positive intent, acknowledge ideas and contributions even if you disagree with them, be fully present, come prepared, follow through on commitments to your committee. And this is kind of one that my vice chair, Lindsay, and I have kind of really pushed, especially this year, is represent your school and student body well with pride and respect, encourage others to do the same. So some of our summarized yearly goals, I might have skipped it, there we go. So provide the superintendent, district staff, and school board with professional, collective student input on various issues and topics at hand. And I'll talk about those issues in a bit. Learn about said issues through research, expert and guest speakers, and facilitated council discussions. Represent the district student body with pride, honesty, and integrity, and like Ms. Watt said, this is the leaders of the leaders. And so also advocate for each other in the district as a whole. So, you know, it's less than, or I would say it's more of kind of collective discussion, bringing all the leaders from every school. There's no competition, and that's why I said, you know, represent your school with pride and kind of respect others to do the same. So one team, one goal, one Clay. I announce for sports at Orange Park High School, and I always say that, so I love that motto there. So our discussion questions that we addressed with each of the 3 issues throughout the year. What ideas did you hear from today that you think would be most effective? What concerns or considerations do you have about these ideas? And then how could the district help these ideas come to life? So with all of our schools being so diverse and very different across Clay County from the north to the south, each of our students from each of the schools have different viewpoints on these topics, and it's important to highlight each of those. Generally, we had 2 types of meetings. So we have the research and discussion meeting, and then we would have the solution presentation meeting. So that's when we would have our committees of kind of 4 or 5 council members that would then present their solution to these issues. So in the beginning of the year, we started with increasing student participation in extracurriculars. This was actually a topic that we reiterated from the previous year. And then the second one was student engagement, focusing on cognitive, emotional, and behavioral learning. And then we, at the solution presentation meeting, they came up with some do's and don'ts as recommendations for our teachers in the county, at least from a student viewpoint, you know, and something we really had to acknowledge and take into account. And Ms. Watt and I pushed to the students was, you know, the teachers are down in the trenches. You know, we're just the students. You know, they have the same group coming through every day, and 5 of them oftentimes, at least at the secondary level. So those were just recommendations from us to take and do what they want to do with them. And then our final one was school and student safety, and we haven't yet had that presentation meeting, but we're looking forward to seeing what our student leaders come forth with that. So we hope we've represented the student body of Clay County well. And we thank the school board, our district staff, Mr. Broski and Mrs. Watt for our support in this. This is something that, you know, I know Mr. Broski wants to continue for years to come, as I believe this is our 3rd year of the council, right? So, but thank you all. And this has been a wonderful opportunity to, again, serve our district and empower our young leaders. So thank you.
What a fantastic group of young minds to have been a fly on the wall in that room. So next, we're going to recognize our 2024-2025 Drug-Free Schools Calendar winners. And we have Miss Karen Ollie, the Student Services Specialist, and Miss Stephanie, I'm going to mispronounce, Gohagen, Project Coordinator for Clay Action Coalition.
Good evening, and thank the superintendent and the board for having us present for the past few years. It's such a great recognition for these students. Our drug-free schools calendar started in 2019, or I'm sorry, 1997. I don't know what I'm talking about. 1997 as an idea brought forward by a group of community stakeholders. And so for 25 years, our community has been recognizing students who participate in this artwork contest. And so we're grateful to our community for that support. And tonight, Clay Action Coalition and the Clay County District Schools are honored to present to these elementary school students for their prevention messages for our drug-free schools calendar. So each winner your name will be called, and you'll come up and you'll receive your certificate, and we ask that you wait up here so that you can take a photo with the superintendent at the end, and then everybody will go into the vestibule where you'll get the rest of your packet, and it's just easier that way. All right, here we go. And this year, the theme was Be Kind to Your Mind, Live Drug-Free. And our front cover winner for 2024 was Haven Tamales, 4th grade from Orange Park Elementary School. Inside cover winner was Zoe Watson, kindergarten from Orange Park Elementary School. Our winner for August was Ariana Frias, 4th grade, Thunderbolt Elementary School. September, Amaya Akalfi, 6th grade, Lake Asbury Elementary School. October was Candy Wong, 5th grade, Thunderbolt Elementary School. November, Addison Munoz, 3rd grade, Swimming Pen Elementary School. December was Madeline Milter, 5th grade, Plantation Oaks Elementary School. January was Ava Chesser, 4th grade, Shadow Lawn. February, Addison Kulkin, 2nd grade, Orange Park Elementary. Let me get March is. Oh, I'll wait just one second. Let's get the kids. There we go. March is Arabella Monismith, 6th grade, Coppergate School for the Arts. And April was Chloe Smith, 3rd grade, Shadow Lawn Elementary School. May is Connor Morgan, 2nd grade, Patterson Elementary. June is Caitlin Kerchain. 5th grade, S. Brian Jennings. And July is Tyler Phillips, 1st grade, Middleburg Elementary.
All right, next we are recognizing the state and international science fair winners. And we have our science curriculum specialist, Miss Katie Ruelas, here with us.
Hi, good evening. If I could get all of my science fair, state science fair attendees, come on down. All right. Good evening, Board Superintendent Broski and the people who have had to stay this long because your kid is after me. So these amazing scholars, plus several others, are students whose projects were selected out of a pool of over 100 projects by judges at our regional science fair to represent Clay County at this year's Florida State Science and Engineering Fair. My name's Katie Ruelas. I'm a science curriculum specialist in the district. And one of my absolute favorite parts about sponsoring these events is that I get to see many of these students for multiple years in a row. They come to the regional fair and they realize that they can skip school for a day and get free pizza. And then they're like, I want to do this again. And then they work hard to get back, and then they accidentally win a trip to state. And then they realize that at the state fair, it's actually super fun, and they meet their people, and they're like, oh, I want to do this again. And then they accidentally, in some cases, win a trip to International Science Fair. And so getting to watch the kids develop this over the course of several years has really been super exciting for me. And now my 4th grade child, who is hiding in the back, is like, can I come to science fair? And I'm like, yes. So we're getting there. So the 2024 Clay Rotary Science and Engineering Fair was held in February, on February 6th at the Clay County Fairgrounds. We had over 130 students at both the junior, which is 6 through 8, and senior levels, which is 9 through 12. Judging took place over the course of the day. We had 40 different category place winners, 16 special award winners, 5 nominees for what's called the Thermo Fisher Junior Innovators Challenge, and 14 nominees for the State Science and Engineering Fair, as well as 2 nominees for the International Science Fair. Really quickly, I just have to acknowledge that none of this would be possible without our amazing sponsor, the Rotary Club of Orange Park and the Rotary Clubs of Clay County. They are the majority of our judges at Science Fair. They provide money for our students who win the category prizes and trips to state and international fair. And they really just do a great job of helping to make this an amazing experience for our students. So let me see if I can figure out how to use a clicker. There we go. So let me back up. Yep. To State Science Fair, we took 2 junior level projects and 7 senior level projects, a total of 13 students. And we had, yes. We had all kinds of fun while we were there. And I have to acknowledge our amazing chaperones as well. Miss Leslie Bryan, Miss Bethany DeRusi, Mr. William DeRusi, and we had a special guest, Michelle Hansen, our school board member, joined us because her granddaughter was actually one of our state fair nominees. So we had a great time. The kids, they worked really hard to get their projects ready because the state science fair paperwork is no joke. I'm pretty sure they'll tell you they are tired of me being like, nope, you gotta try again. And then they have to get their project approved by safety and display when we get there. They spend an entire day wearing uncomfortable shoes, being judged for hours on end. But they do get rewarded with some trips to Walmart where they thought that buying Legos to build in the hotel lobby was the way to go. And then also they had fun at the student mixer. It was a really great time. So I would like to introduce several of our award winners. First, Sophia Reniga, she's from Orange Park Junior High. Her project was in the biomedical and health sciences. The title of her project was Got Insulin, and she actually created a prototype for an artificial pancreas. Gracelyn Beckham from Clay High School, also in biomedical and health sciences. Her project is entitled An Evaluation of Potential Advances in Limb Immobilization for Orthopedic Healing. She created 3D printed casts to replace plaster casts, and she actually won 2nd place at the State Science Fair, which is a huge, amazing accomplishment. Sage Bialek, Emily McCrae, and Sierra Neal are not here this evening, but in the engineering category, they presented their project, Protecting Homes from Wildfires, an analysis of thermal insulating materials in home construction. Joshua Chun and Ricky Hong, we have half of their team here from Ridgeview High School. In the category of intelligent machines, robotics, and system software, they presented their project 3D printing wheels, an alternative approach for robotic segments production for communities isolated from resource markets. They also used 3D printing to create alternative wheels for their robot that they use in their robotics competitions. James and Joseph Fryman, they competed in the biomedical and health sciences category, and their project titled, To What Extent Does the Levels of Protein, Salt, pH, and Glucose Affect the True Health Factor of Both Plant-Based Meat Products, and How Does it Compare to Actual Meat Products? In their study was comparing meat alternative to regular meat and comparing the health factors there. Their project won the Martin STEM Award, and Joseph was awarded a $20,000 scholarship to Florida Polytechnic University. Miss Scarlett Glover in the Plant Sciences Division, she did a project on the healing power of honey where she propagated, I forget which kind of plant, using honey as an alternative to regular propagation techniques. So. And then we have Alex Gordon from Ridgeview High School. He had on the category of intelligent machines, robotics, and system software, applying a simplified motion profiling algorithm to a target following arm with 2 degrees of freedom. It's a 3-year study. And you would think after 3 years I would know what that project was about. Something about when robots move and then you tell them to change directions, they don't turn exactly when you tell them to, so he was creating an algorithm to make them turn better. And he is also one of our International Science Fair nominees, and will be joining myself and Miss Leslie Bryan and our other Science International Fair nominee in Los Angeles, California, the week after next, the 12th. So. And our other International Science Fair nominee is Mr. Austin Hallett from Clay High School. In the category of physics and astronomy, his project was titled Ionic Wind, a novel approach for generating thrust utilizing electric-powered propulsion. His project was actually awarded a recognition award in the physics category at State Science Fair, and his project was basically making thrust happen out of nothing. I mean, it's not really nothing, but it's kind of nothing. And then finally, Angel Zhang from Ridgeview High School in the category of engineering, and her project title is extremely long, but basically she waterproofed a servo motor and then submerged it in water to see if it would still work. And her project was awarded an honorable mention in the category of engineering, and she was actually awarded 2 scholarships, one a $20,000 scholarship to Florida Polytechnic, and another scholarship for half the tuition for 4 years at Florida Institute of Technology. So thank you all so much for bearing with me here. This is just really such an exciting time. The kids really had a blast, especially the kids in my car who experienced my amazing DJ skills. And we are super excited to see how Austin and Alex represent our district in Los Angeles, California, which I am getting a little bit more excited about by the day because they just announced that our field trip in LA is to the Universal Studios in LA. So, thank you.
We are joined tonight by Ted Clark, Supervisor and Vice Chair of Clay Soil and Water Conservation District, and he's here to recognize the poster contest winners for the Clay Soil and Water Conservation District.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all. Thanks for having us again. So for those of us who do not know, well, I guess first off, I should go ahead and say thank you to you all. Thank you to the school board and the district for having us here once again I think this is quite an honor, an opportunity to showcase Clay County's talent and skills among our student body. And we definitely do appreciate the help with the advertisement, getting the word out there about this competition. Without that, I think we would not have the turnout that we have had. Since then, it has improved, and it has been remarkable to see the flood of the talent and skills that the students have here in Clay County. I'm going to introduce our board real quick. Joining me tonight, we have Gary Thigpen. He is our board chair this year. We have Gary McIntyre, who is one of our supervisors as well. And in the room, I believe we have Mr. Wes Taylor in the back. He has decided to let the rookies do it this year, so I know he's helped me in the past. So thank you, Wes. Appreciate everything you've done and are still doing. So a little bit about us real quick. So we are, for those of us who don't know, we are an actual elected governing board. We are a special district here in Clay County. There's 5 of us. We don't get paid, so we're doing all this out of our own time. But one of our missions is to promote and educate on conservation practices in Clay County. So one of the ways we do it is through poster and speech contests every year. I would also like to go ahead and say, too, a big shout out and thank you to our sponsors this year, A+ Environmental Solutions. I don't see them in the room, but if anybody is with A+, feel free to come on up and join us. We'd love to have you. Without them, we could not do the financial scholarship awards that we could. We have been able to, with their help, we have been able to give out $1,200 worth, once again, of financial scholarships to these students who enter. Let me see here. And I will go ahead and say, too, kind of piggybacking on it, last year, I didn't get to report this, but we had 2 winners at the county level win at the state level last year. And I believe they were both from Middleburg High School, 7th through 9th and 10th through 12th grade. So just wanted to give a huge shout out to that. That should be something we all should be very proud of. So what I would like to do now, without further ado, is we have 15 winners. We have 3 speeches. We have 12 posters this year from Clay County schools, which is awesome, once again. But if you guys, I don't want to say if you know the drill, but if you guys wouldn't mind coming up here, Mr. Thigpen or Mr. McIntyre will hand you your award, and then if we'll stay up here for a group photo at the end with the school board and the superintendent, we'd love to have you all join in the group photo again. But other than that, I think we'll go ahead and get started. And also, I'll go ahead and say, too, huge shout out to Beth Clark for being one of our judges again this year. So thank you for that. But without further ado, our first place winner in the 2nd through 3rd grade category, and I should say, too, ahead of time, I'm going to do my best with these name pronunciations. Rosa Nauman from Fleming Island Elementary. And please feel free to go ahead and get individual photos, too, as well, so while each student is called up. Second place in the 2nd through 3rd grade category is Clara Thomas from Keystone Heights Elementary School. Third place in the 2nd through 3rd grade category is J.C. Maxwell from Thunderbolt Elementary. Yeah. They were all great posters, but yes, either way, they were all different sizes. So thank you, Mr. Thigpen. Yeah, we're going to get them all up there. 4th through 6th grade, first place winner is Isabella Peterson from Thunderbolt Elementary. Second place in the 4th through 6th grade category, Gemma Spencer from Shadowlawn Elementary. All right, third place in the 4th through 6th grade category is Shiv Patel from Tynes Elementary. All right, moving on to the 7th through 9th grade category for the poster contest. First place winner is Taylor Mandigo from Oakleaf High School. Again, I said I was going to do the best I could with these names, so I apologize if I mispronounce any. Whoops. Getting a little too excited there anyway with the clicker. Anyway, third place in the 7th through 9th grade category is Callie Reinicki from Middleburg High School. All right, the 10th through 12th grade category, first place, and I should say too, this is amazing. I want to say this is the category, they're all from Middleburg High School, so big shout out to Middleburg. But first place is Chloe Liller from Middleburg High School. Second place is Carly Plum. And third place is Grayson Blakeney. So that concludes the poster portion. So we have our speech contest as well. And so our third place winner is Briley Wood from Oakleaf High School. Second place is Ria Patel from Ridgeview High School. Oh. And first place is Maddie Adler from Oakleaf High School. She's not here. We'll make sure Maddie gets it, so I was going to say, Ms. Waltner, you're more than welcome. We'll get it to you. But no, other than that, that's really it. So thank you all so much again for, participating and for winning. And we'll stay up here for just a moment and we'll get that group photo. But thank you all so much. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks for having us.
All right, next we have the recognition of the 2024 Wes Whidden Scholarship recipients. And Angie Whidden from W.E. Cherry, she's the principal there. She'll be joining us to make this presentation.
Good evening. I want to thank you all for letting me stand up here now. 15 years. I'm sorry. Every time I say I'm not going to cry this year, I'm not going to cry, and then it just, So my son, Wesley Whidden, he was an amazing kid. He was a great kid. He attended Fleming Island High School, and he was a parent's dream and a coach's dream, and he was a kid's kid, is what he was. Sam Ward, Tommy Pittman, they would tell you in a heartbeat, he was the first one to greet a new student and make them feel warm. I think I've shared the story with you before about I ran into a parent at a T-ball game when my other boys were younger, and they said, "Oh, Ms. Whidden, my son was friends with your son." And I said, "Well, Wesley had a lot of friends," so I just kind of smiled. He goes, "No," she goes, "No, you don't understand. Your son was my son's only friend. It was the first time that her child had ever been in a public school. He had Down syndrome. And so Wesley just took him under his wing." And she told me that she prayed for Wesley every night, and so did her son. And things like that are special, You don't know how bad tonight is bittersweet for me. I love being able to recognize these kids because they deserve every single one. And we've been here a long time tonight, but you know what? This is the best school board meeting that we have all year long because it shows the work of all the kids here. This is what it's all about. At the end of the day, you can pick the best curriculum, you can take a test, but truthfully, at the end of the day, it's the kids and what they do that make it count. That's why our motto for Wesley Scholarship is, "Life is your message to the world. Make it count." So to date, as of tonight, we'll have awarded 111 scholarships for kids in Clay County, which I think is amazing. I can't do the math. I wish Govinda was still here, but we do 42 Christmas gifts every year. And you can do that math for 15 years. I know he was killed 16 years ago. I'm not that bad at math, but the first year I was just really numb for several years. We do 2 Thanksgiving meals every year because Wesley loved to eat. But at the end of the day, I miss my boy. I miss him. So without further ado, let's honor these kids that helped my dream come true. Obviously, my dream would be able to see my son again, which I will one day. But for now, his memory and his legacy gets to go on through these children and through people like you all that contribute to our society and to support our kids in education. So I'm so thankful for everyone who helps make this happen. We're going to 2 of our recipients aren't here tonight because they are at district baseball games, but we're going to still honor them and recognize them. So I'm going to turn it over to Coach Worley. He's not a coach anymore, but I'm going to call him Coach Worley forever. So, and Coach Goddard, I'm going to hand it over to them. And I'm just going to stop talking now. Thank you.
Well, it's obviously kind of an emotional event for us, and obviously a tough thing for the Whidden family to do each year. But we are here, obviously to help carry on the memory of Wesley, right? And so with that, tonight, it's obviously a privilege and an honor to present our 2024 graduating seniors who have been selected to receive a West Whidden scholarship. As Ms. Whidden mentioned, Wes was an athlete here at Fleming Island High School. He was tragically taken from us in 2008. Orange Park Junior High School created the scholarship to create his memory, or to keep his memory and his message alive. Your life is your message to the world. Make it count. This scholarship is granted to Clay County graduating seniors who have participated in athletics at either the junior high or high school level. The West Whidden Scholarship was started back in 2009, and since it has granted, I believe, 111 scholarships to graduating Clay County seniors totaling $116,704, which I think is absolutely amazing. We all know that money doesn't grow on trees, and I want the kids today receiving these to understand that there's a lot of folks that work behind the scenes all year to make that happen. So I want to make sure they understand that. Tonight, each recipient will be receiving a check in the amount of $1,042 for their academic future. For more information on the scholarship, we invite anyone to visit westwhiddenscholarship.com. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to present our 2024 class. Our first recipient, one of the pitchers that's throwing tonight against Clay High School, couldn't be here, but Josh Taylor, graduating from Josh will be graduating from Orange Park High School and will be attending Edward Waters College to pursue his dream of playing college baseball. Josh makes a difference at Orange Park High School by inspiring youth in the community. Josh has spoken to many elementary school age children on the importance of hard work and dedication. Josh also volunteers as a coach throughout several camps and organizations within the area. Our second recipient, Mr. Tyler Davies. Tyler is graduating from Orange Park High School and will be attending the University of Florida. Go Gators. During his academic career, Tyler has accumulated over 1,000 documented hours of community service. His dedication to Orange Park High School and the Orange Park community shows in the countless organizations he represents and leads. Tyler committed his 4 years at Orange Park High School to leave it a better place than it was when he arrived, and he has overwhelmingly done so. He has also served on Mr. Broski's Student Advisory Committee, which we saw earlier, where he facilitates discussions on the happenings of the secondary schools within Clay County. Next up, Lene Hornick. Lene, graduating from Clay High School. Lene will be chasing her dream of becoming a psychologist at Jacksonville University. During her tenure at Clay High School, she participated in soccer. She believes she makes a difference in the lives of others by being a comfort and an understanding to all around her. She feels as though the bonds that she has created in high school were a big contributing factor in her interest in psychology and pursuing that dream. Our next recipient, Mr. Michael Hayward, Jr. Michael's graduating from Fleming Island High School and will be attending St. John's River State University. While attending Fleming Island High School, Michael participated in basketball. Michael believes that his difference to the world is through playing the sport that he loves. He likes to volunteer at local camps and speaks to his teammates and the youth around the area on his experiences through the game and making them and himself the best versions of themselves they can be. Next up, Cade Daly. Cade is graduating from Fleming Island High School and will be attending the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, where he will continue his passion for soccer and helping others. Cade has done multiple hours of community service, working with special needs students in the top soccer organization, which is very close to his heart as it combines his passion for soccer and helping others. Next up, Taylor Collins. Taylor is graduating from Fleming Island High School and will be attending the University of North Florida. During her tenure at Fleming Island, she participated in weightlifting and color guard. Taylor is a difference maker in her daily life by always being a support for her friends and community. She believes that all interactions can have a positive outcome and always tries to hold herself to a high standard and that no interaction is too small. Next up, Colby Thomas. Colby's playing ball tonight as well, but that's okay. Colby's graduating from Keystone Heights Junior-Senior High. He will be attending Santa Fe College. Colby participated in the baseball program for the Indians. He is a difference maker by leading by example for his fellow classmates and peers. Colby has vowed to change the patterns that he has lived through and to make the world and the community a better place than he found it. Next up, Elena Deaton. Elena Deaton. Graduating from Ridgeview High School, she will be attending Troy University. Elena participated in the competitive cheerleading at Ridgeview while maintaining a 4.4 GPA. She has accounted for numerous hours of community service through a girls' camp, the Salvation Army, Jacksonville Humane Society, and JDRF to help raise funds for type 1 diabetes research. Elena desires to become an RN to help others in the community. With that, the committee would like to wish all of you the best of luck to all of our recipients and all of their future endeavors. Again, we ask, as you go forward in life, please remember the message that we deliver here today, that your life is your message to the world. Please make it count. Thank you very much.
All right, our last two items are both Mr. Broski's items. They are the recipients of the Superintendent's Florida Prepaid Scholarships, followed by the recognition of student finalists for Youth Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Board. It's my privilege. For the second consecutive year, our district proudly joined with Florida Prepaid to give away two-year college scholarships, fully paid scholarships. In February, I had the privilege of overseeing the superintendent's essay contest, which was a platform for students to submit essays to be evaluated for this particular award. First, I'm thrilled to introduce senior Erin Grant from Middleburg High School. Come on down. Erin's a shining example of academic excellence, leadership, and service. Erin boasts an impressive 4.428 GPA, ranks in the top 10 of her graduating class. Remarkably, she'll not only receive her high school diploma, but also her associate's degree from St. John's River State College by the end of this month, a testament to her exceptional dedication and diligence. Erin's leadership goes far beyond the classroom. It also goes out into the community, where she has a pivotal role at St. John's River State College. She's a founding member and secretary of the Model United Nations there, as well as many other community service endeavors. Erin looks ahead and has ambitious dreams of pursuing higher education at Florida Southern, where she plans to pursue a bachelor's degree in mass communication. Her ultimate goal is to leverage her education and passion for advocacy to pursue a career in law, championing the rights of underprivileged and underserved individuals through a nonprofit organization. Erin, your tireless commitment to academic excellence, leadership, and community service is truly commendable. That's why I picked you, right? Okay. Your journey thus far serves as an inspiration to us all, and we eagerly anticipate the incredible contributions that you'll make to your community. So without further ado, let's give her a big round of applause. Erin Grant. Our second award honoree requires very little introduction, especially tonight, as his presence and impact within Clay County are undoubtedly felt by all who encounter him. Allow me to proudly recognize Senior Tyler Davies from Orange Park High School, if you can come forward. Tyler is a shining beacon of academic excellence, leadership, and community service with an impressive 4.53 GPA. Tyler secures his place among the top 10 students graduating from Orange Park High School, a testament to his unwavering dedication to academic excellence. Tyler's commitment to service, though, knows no bounds. Tyler has over 900 hours of community service, from spearheading campus beautification projects to orchestrating Christmas shops at multiple campuses. Tyler's selfless endeavors have left an indelible mark on our community. His leadership extends beyond those initiatives, but also he's chairman of the Superintendent Student Advisory Committee, which allowed me to know Tyler on a whole different level, and he's even more genuine behind the scenes. You know, a really impressive young man. Looking to the future, Tyler harbors aspirations of pursuing higher education at the University of Florida's College of Agriculture, where he plans to major in agricultural operations with a keen interest in law and policy, as well as education. Tyler aims to equip himself with the knowledge and skills he needs to advocate for Florida's farmers as a member of the Farm Bureau. Ultimately, he envisions returning to his roots right here in Clay County, where he hopes to serve as an agricultural teacher, nurturing the next generation of agricultural leaders right here in our community. Tyler, your exemplary achievement, steadfast leadership, and unwavering dedication and service epitomize the very best of Clay County's youth. So with great pride, Tyler Davies. Don't go too far. This is almost Tyler Davies' night, right? I think this is 4 or 5. I lost count. You know, each year the state of Florida recognizes the Youth Volunteer Award. Okay, so this would be at the state level. So in collaboration with the Florida Department of Education, we proudly recognize the Outstanding School Volunteer Award, an annual tribute celebrating individuals whose unwavering dedication enriches the educational landscape of Florida's K-12 public schools. This prestigious accolade spotlights exceptional volunteers who embody the spirit of commitment to fostering academic excellence and resilience among the students, while foregoing robust school and community alliance through innovative initiatives. Tonight, we shine the spotlight on Tyler Davies, a senior at Orange Park High School, over 900 hours of community service. Tyler not only clinched the esteemed title of Youth Volunteer winner for our district, but also progressed to the state level, where he's a finalist for the entire state of Florida. So it's a big deal. Though Commissioner of Education Manny Diaz cannot be here this evening and is unable to join us, it is with great honor that I stand before you to extend heartfelt gratitude for your invaluable service to Clay County. On behalf of the Department of Education, I do have an award for you. Everyone, a big round of applause for Tyler Davies.
My, what a night. Well, this will be the last call for comment cards. If you have one floating out that you haven't turned in yet, if you'll just hold it up so we can see. One over here. Any others? Last call. Okay, so we will move at this time to presentations from the audience. And our first speaker tonight is Echo Nova.
You able to hear me well? Okay. My name is Echo Nova. I am a part of Equality Florida and also a graduate of Fleming Island High School and its ACE program back in 2016. I am here to talk about the policy regarding the library books. There are a couple concerns I have with it regarding the section that talks about the books that are not in violation of the Florida statute. 847.112 or .12, but are flagged as mature. Specifically, the gender theory and the medical transition part and the sexual content not covered by that statute. From my reading of the policy itself, I found that it could be potentially harmful in a couple of different ways. The first is, I spoke last time about the LGBTQ community and the trans community and how these books and other art forms showcase the community to those who have not seen it before. Restricting these books such that they require additional parental consent sort of locks those books away from students who may need them, especially in light of us being in a more conservative area socially and religiously. There are plenty of evidence that parents are quite willing to abuse their kids for coming out, and schools might be their only safe place to explore those identities. For myself, I know that if I did come out as trans when I was a minor, I probably would have been sent to conversion therapy. So locking that away behind parental requirements is potentially harmful in that way. There was also a similar idea involving the sexual conduct not covered by that statute. It is well known that throughout history, the LGBTQ community and trans community has been abused and discriminated against for so-called sexual diversion, basically. If there are guidelines that sort of clarify what these mature guidelines are, that would be helpful. But as of it is written right now, it's very vague and needs to be clarified, I think. So that's all I have. So thank you very much.
Next is Donald Trist.
Yeah, I'm Donald Treest. My address is on file. I talked to you last year about the same time. Today is the National Day of Prayer. I talked to you last year at the same time. So I got a few notes. But today, is the National Day of Prayer. Today's theme is lift up the word, light up the world. So you can take some time today. We're going to take a look at the National Day of Prayer website, give you some information about, suggestions how to pray. But I guess one of the things I'm concentrating on here is a prayer that they put out is about the Word, being able to read God's Word. And you look at the scores for Clay County. It's not the whole state really. It's kind of dismal how bad the reading at on grade level is pretty poor. And when you look at it, it's there's many counties or many schools that are below 30% that read on on grade level, or that are not on grade level. So let me read the prayer. But Jesus, we profess our faith in you. You and the light of the world. You are the light of the world, and in you there is no darkness. For you are our lamp, our Lord, and our God, who lights our darkness. Forgive us for fearing and focusing on the darkness around us instead of being filled with faith and shining like a city on a hill. You have called us to be. Forgive us for the times we have been the absence of light, allowing darkness to dwell in America. Lead us forward to dispel the darkness and bring light throughout the church, family, education, business, military, government, and the arts, entertainment, and the media. We are blessed by grace. We are saved by grace through faith, released from the darkness that once held us captive, and now free to walk in the newness of life in you. Thank you for the opportunity to read. Thank you.
Next is Mallory King.
Hello, my name is Mallory King, and I'm a licensed speech-language pathologist for the school district. May is National Speech and Hearing Month, a time for speech-language pathologists, also known as SLPs, to advocate for the work we do within our community. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you on behalf of the SLPs working in Clay County and share a bit about our profession. A speech-language pathologist is a licensed therapist who evaluates, diagnoses, and treats a variety of communication disorders. In order to obtain licensure and a certificate of clinical competence from the American Speech and Hearing Association, also known as ASHA, a person must complete a master's degree program with 60 credit hours in communication disorders. We must complete 400 clinical internship hours in addition to a clinical fellowship year. Once licensed and certified, an SLP can work in nursing homes, hospitals, private clinics, and/or the school setting. SLPs in the schools complete screenings and evaluations. We develop and implement and monitor individual education plans and collaborate with teachers, staff, and family members to ensure that students receive the highest quality of support. We provide treatment for speech, sound, and fluency disorder. We address spoken and written language deficits and weaknesses in cognition and memory skills, and assist students with poor social communication. Additionally, SLPs develop and program augmentative and alternative communication systems, including picture boards or speech-generating devices. Left untreated, these disorders can significantly impact a child's academic and social success. Personally, I spend 1 day a week administering evaluations for the preschool assessment team. The remaining 4 days are spent providing services to 83 students at Rideout Elementary. This exceeds the recommended caseload size of 65 students per full-time position. In addition to providing therapy services and completing evaluations, I submit therapy notes and evaluation reports for Medicaid billing that reimburses the school district for the services that I've provided. As of May 1st, I've participated in over 160 meetings for students with individual education plans. This workload is not sustainable. I am only one of the 60 speech-language pathologists in our district providing services to 4,425 students. Of 60 individuals, 41 of us hold the ASHA Certificate of Clinical Competence and are employed directly by the school district, and there are 20 of us here tonight. 14 therapists are contracted providers through outside agencies, and 3 service providers are speech clinicians with their bachelor's degree. 4 positions are currently open for hiring, resulting in a vacancy rate of 32%. Unfortunately, based on retirements and transfers, the vacancy rate is expected to grow for the 24-25 school year. While we work within the educational setting, our certification is tied to a medical license with the Florida Department of Health. The license is similar to that of the occupational and physical therapists who provide medical services within the school setting. However, speech-language pathologists are not compensated as medical professionals, but rather on the instructional pay scale as teachers. We submit our daily Medicaid billing for the district to be reimbursed for our services, and yet our compensation does not reflect our level of specialty. When our compensation is not competitive with our size-alike counties in the state of Florida and our workloads expand, Clay County will struggle to employ highly effective therapists to provide services to our students. The speech-language pathologists must receive competitive compensation for their specialized education, experience, and license if Clay County wants to continue to provide the highest quality of therapy services to their students. Thank you.
Next is Shelley Trotman.
Hello, my name is Shelley Troutman. I have been a speech language pathologist for 28 years, with over 17 years spent working in Clay County District Schools. I currently work 3 days per week evaluating children ages 3 to 6 as a member of the preschool assessment team. I also work at Rideout Elementary 2 days per week, where I provide therapy to 45 students in those 2 days. As a member of the preschool assessment team, I have evaluated over 200 students this year and have observed an increase in students who are demonstrating significant difficulty with communication skills. Several of these students are pre-verbal or non-speaking and require highly individualized therapy in order to increase their functional communication, to make their wants and needs known. Therefore, it is critical that Clay County recruit and retain highly qualified, skilled SLPs to provide therapy to these students. Several SLP caseloads in Clay County exceed the recommended full-time caseload of 65 students as designated by the American Speech Language Hearing Association. For example, in 2 days per week, I provide therapy to 45 students at Rideout. My colleague provides therapy to 83 students 4 days per week. In 6 days of therapy, we are splitting 2 full-time positions in order to provide the services documented on the IEPs. With the ongoing residential development of Clay County, Rideout is projected to receive significantly more students. In order to meet students' needs and to continue to provide quality therapy services, Clay County will need to hire more SLPs. New clinicians are graduating from communications, science, and disorders programs at FSU, JU, UCF, USF, and UF every semester, and yet very few, if any, are pursuing a career with Clay County District Schools. They are electing to work for school districts via contract agencies that compensate at $7 to $10 more per hour than Clay County direct hire SLPs. Recently, a size-alike county in Florida, Osceola County, has increased compensation for SLPs by raising the base salary to $69,000 per year. That is the base salary for an SLP in Osceola County. As an SLP with 28 years of experience, I am paid significantly less than what a beginning SLP earns in Osceola County. In fact, I have to work a second job as a single parent to make ends meet. In fact, several of our direct hire SLPs work second jobs. A neighboring county within driving distance to Clay County is now offering a $10,000 supplement with a full-time caseload of 40 students. I provide therapy to over 40 students in 2 days per week. Clay County will need to increase compensation soon in order to retain its current SLPs and to recruit new graduates. Clay County SLPs are excited to collaborate with the Clay County Education Association and the school board to develop a compensation package for the recruitment and retention of highly qualified speech language pathologists. Thank you.
Next is Jen Cunningham.
All right, hello, my name is Jen Cunningham. I started working in Clay County in 2004 with a contract company called Educational Based Services. I chose this company because the pay was higher and the benefits were greater. They paid for my apartment rent, they gave me CEUs, they also gave me a sign-on bonus. I did not have to go to PLCs or faculty meetings. I was not evaluated by an administrator or required to do any sort of duty outside of the IEP meetings before and after school. After my husband and I did a tour overseas with the military, my non-compete clause was met for that 3-year obligation, and I sincerely had to consider whether or not becoming a direct hire with the county or making more with another company. We were a young family, and I wanted to provide as much stability for my growing children, so I chose to take the pay cut and get hired directly. I have been at Lake Asbury Elementary for the majority of my 15 years working in Clay County. I am also working with a private practice as a second job so that I can continue to explore my options as a speech language pathologist or an SLP, especially as my children are getting older. As a certified SLP, I receive daily calls, texts, and emails from recruiting companies to work for a contract agency, providing services even with our own county, as well as the majority of my peers. One of my biggest concerns is the struggle with recruiting and retaining speech-language pathologists within our county. The 2022 ASHA School Salary Annual Report states that the national average salary for a 10-month employee was $69,000. Florida's average salary is at $55,550, and as of Clay County, no, that was Clay County's. Their starting salary is below the average at $55,550, and the Florida's average salary was $59,960. As of right now, we have 14 contracted therapists that the district will pay $60 to $70 per hour, or roughly between $81,000 to $94,000 per person for their contract companies. The district is spending approximately $1.4 million to contract companies for the therapists we have to staff in order for our students to receive their services. This past year, Clay County hosted 23 interns over 2 cycles from Jacksonville University, and only one of the SLPs applied and was hired within our county. As soon as these students graduate from their master's programs, they are bombarded by the contract companies that promise them the extra benefits of more pay and sign-on bonuses. Other counties throughout the state are now advocating for competitive compensation. SLPs across the counties of St. Johns, Nassau, and Osceola are banding together, and if Clay County does not do something soon, we could easily lose even more qualified therapists to nearby counties. This year, we started with the fully staffed speech and language department, which has not always been the case, especially for the last several years. A few of our SLPs in our county right now even transferred here from some of our neighboring counties. Unfortunately, 4 SLPs have already left this year, and we know of 7 more SLPs that will not be returning to our county next school year. So I sincerely urge Clay County to be very proactive with this situation to help us to recruit, and not just recruit, but also to retain quality speech-language pathologists. Thank you.
Next is Pam Lawrence.
Good evening. My name is Pam Lawrence. My address is on file. I have 25 years' experience as an SLP, and I've always loved what I do. I was previously employed as a direct hire speech-language pathologist in Clay County Schools for over 14 years. I resigned 15 months ago due to the following reasons. My caseload kept getting larger and more challenging. Students with challenging behaviors and significant communication delays were in groups that were larger and larger every year. My salary barely increased over the 14 years. Being a single parent, I had to work a second job after school hours to make ends meet. Additionally, the administration at my school required me to take time away from my caseload responsibilities to complete non-clinical duties, such as PLC meetings and bus duty. Basically, I felt that my job kept getting more and more challenging, and the pay didn't increase. I constantly felt like I could never do enough to keep up with all of my job responsibilities to meet the standards that I wanted to hold as a therapist. I'm currently employed by a healthcare organization where I make over $8 more per hour than I did as a school district. I was sad to leave the district as my children both attend Clay County schools, and I'm a fervent supporter of public education, but I felt like I had no choice. Additionally, due to the shortage of SLPs in Clay County, some students are receiving inconsistent therapy services. I personally experienced this with my own son last year. As I watched the students here tonight receive awards, I was struck by the thought that as speech pathologists, our role is to help level the playing field so that the students with disabilities and communication deficits can achieve to the level of all of the children here tonight that were receiving awards. And if we cannot provide the services to these students, their chances of succeeding as much is less. So I was thinking about that a lot tonight. I urge the school board to consider an increase in compensation for the Clay County direct hire SLPs so that all children can get the services that they need. Thank you.
Next is Shannon Hubie.
My name is Shannon Hubie. My address is on file. Tonight I stand before you with growing frustration. I have repeatedly brought matters to concern to this school board month after month, yet only one person has taken the initiative to lend a helping hand. Because I am so willing to voice my concerns, other county employees who dedicate their lives to serving our students come to me time and time again. Their struggles weigh heavy on my mind, and I am filled with despair that I might not have the power to alleviate their problems. We lament on the shortage of teachers and the countless unfilled paraprofessional positions. However, I must ask, what measures have we taken to retain these valued members of our workforce? My friends who serve as paraprofessionals in this district are working with our students, providing the best possible care and education while struggling to afford our own insurance. Is that not a glaring injustice? As teachers, our insurance premiums are evenly distributed throughout our paychecks. Why can we not extend that same courtesy to our hourly employees? Why must they face absurd situation from returning from holiday breaks only to be burdened with a hefty insurance payment? There is a significant number of employees in this county who only work for the insurance and bring little to no actual pay home. We proclaim unwavering commitment of the well-being of our students, yet we fall short at providing the same level of care to our employees. How can we expect to create a thriving educational environment when our own staff is facing such hardships? Instead of creating new positions at the district level, why do we not prioritize filling the vacancies that exist within our schools? Our classrooms are overcrowded due to lack of teachers. Our ESE students are suffering the consequences of not being able to have the needs of their IEPs met. Being told we can't guarantee a one-to-one due to staffing shortages, or the classrooms are becoming overcrowded, making it nearly impossible to teach with fidelity. Some of our ESE teachers are being asked to teach multiple grade levels in the same classroom because we cannot fill the teaching positions. And you wonder why we have so many students reading below grade level. Accidents are happening in the classroom. They are going unreported because either teachers or assistants are missing what happens due to the significant amount of behaviors in the varying exceptionalities classrooms, or ignored completely because the student has an IEP and there can't be too much documentation. A majority of these students cannot accurately express what has happened to them in the classrooms, and questions are left unanswered. I myself have a nonverbal student with undocumented marks on his arm and no answers to how they got there. But I know that he is fearful because he begs to not have to go to school. I urge you, board members, to show empathy and understanding. Let us work together to address the concerns of our county employees. Let us not turn a blind eye to their struggles, but instead dedicate ourselves to finding meaningful solutions by investing in our employees, like these amazing ladies out here. Let us create a system of values and support those dedicate their lives to making a difference. Let us work tirelessly to ensure that every member of our county workforce has the resources and opportunities that they deserve. Thank you.
Next is Patricia Schaefer.
Good evening. Y'all know me. You know I do nothing but research this district. Well, I'm tired. I'm tired of having to fight for my child. I'm tired of watching our phenomenal teachers, support staff, paraprofessionals, ESE speech people who do amazing jobs day in and day out. They can't give the services that all children need. They're overburdened. They're overwhelmed. They're leaving in droves. I've been coming to these meetings for 10 years, begging you, find out and help these people. They're phenomenal. They love our kids. You guys are not serving the ones that are on the front lines. We can get rid of some district jobs, and don't tell me we can't in Green Cove. Put the money where it belongs, in their pockets. They're the reasons you're celebrating the kids tonight. They're on the front lines. Respect them. They deserve it. They've earned it. And so do our children. Our children need them, because without them, they can't learn. And then where will you all be? Thank you.
Next is Caitlin Weichman.
My name's Caitlin Weichman, and my address is stated on file. So this is my first time speaking at a board meeting, but I feel compelled to share my experiences and my concerns regarding our education system. I'm tired of remaining in the background. I am particularly disheartened at the lack of support and resources that we have to students, especially those with special needs. My child is an 8-year-old that he's autistic, as I have a picture here. He's nonverbal, and he's also a type 1 diabetic. We've faced numerous challenges in the school setting. Starting back in 2015, when my oldest son became a student of Clay County, I was overly joyed to have my child as a student of Clay County. But then I had my son with special needs. That's when I realized how much the school system fails children yearly. At the beginning of 2023, my son was transferred to Spring Park Elementary because they said they had self-contained classrooms and a nurse that was able to handle him. I called in July to make the transition smooth. The second day Joshua was at Spring Park, the school nurse contacted me and she had said he had eaten over 300 carbs. And I said, no, ma'am, he did not. She then did tell me that he did until she went back to check that she was counting calories instead of carbs. That would have gave my child 26 units of insulin, the amount of insulin that he's never gotten as a type 1 diabetic. This has caused major concern because not only would if he was given that much insulin, the type of effects it could have had on his health. After 2 weeks of him showing behaviors, yelling, screaming, and all of these issues is when we started to make the transition back to Fleming Island. But it took me to call the county and ask if something happens to my child, who is going to be held responsible? And then she said we would contact 911 and then we would contact you. I said, no, ma'am. If something happens to my child, who is going to be held responsible? That's when she mentioned maybe we should look into getting him put back at Fleming Island. I shouldn't have had to ask who's going to be held responsible for my child to get put back when it was never even brought to my attention that he was being changed to a new school anyways. The transition was extremely hard, and I got told that they were doing it to make the class size smaller. My daughter is now at Spring Park struggling at a class size of 18. Joshua went from being in a smaller classroom size to a classroom size of 12. 12 autistic children to one adult, to one teacher and 2 assistants. That's too many children on the autism spectrum to be in one classroom. And in 2024, we got approved a one-on-one when I was very firm with the county if I did not want a specific aide with him because he showed aggressive behaviors towards her. They ended up getting along up until recently, and then just recently he attacked her and the aide ended up getting bruises after I had shared multiple concerns with the school. They didn't need to be together. And I'm just gonna stop there.
Next is Bruce Friedman.
Bruce Friedman, address on file. Hi, everyone. Tonight, a lot of the speakers are reviewing their wants and needs. I want to talk about something we don't need. We don't need libraries with porn. You've had 2 years to straighten up this issue. There were 33 books removed last month as a result of my team's efforts. They're all porn. There's plenty more in this month's batch. We're submitting 42 new challenges, appeals to everything that failed to challenge, other supplemental documentation, a little bit of evidence regarding author David Levithan, who keeps coming up, and a whole lot regarding Stephen King, who never should have been brought into the school district in the first place. Regarding your potentially approved rubric and guidelines, hope that goes through, I guess. One of the things that slips right through the cracks, and there are many, are unvetted websites included in books. One of them is called The Trevor Project. The Trevor Project, it sells itself as a suicide helpline for LGB, et cetera, people. It also offers services. When you click on the very first link after you enter this website, there's a little warning that pops up, like if you're scared that your mom might see this, hit the escape button 3 times. It'll clear your screen and your browser history. So you're promoting books that include links that further secrets between children and parents or children and guardians. Dig a little bit deeper, you find things like chat rooms for ages 13 to 24. Would you want your 13-year-old child connecting with a 24-year-old stranger online? Well, the book you put out furthers that. These things need to be addressed. To make your rubric effective, to make your guideline effective, to have a policy that backs it up, you need a timeline, you need a cleanup, you need a mechanism, you need a lot. And I know you're going to do what you can, And so am I. So I'm delivering that tonight. Have fun with it. If there's any questions, y'all can give me a call. I think what's missing, what I want, in addition to what all of them want, and I share a lot of their goals, is I want you to understand that all of your careers should be focused on the soul of the innocent children in these buildings. That should be first. You come in, pledge allegiance, and protect the children. Everything else is just details. Taken 2 years to get to this point. Our libraries are still polluted. They have bigger horrors than porn. I'll get into that another time. Let your rubric happen. I wish you all the best of luck with what you are proposing, but if Mr. Broski's procedure doesn't back it up, it's a big nothing. Nothing will ever clean up these libraries. You'll be buying more porn in no time at all, and that's a real disappointment considering how hard I've worked to fix it. Have a great night.
Next is Scott Nicholson.
Hello, my name is Scott Nicholson. My address is on the record. I'm a husband, I'm a father with 2 children in the Clay County School District. I'm here today because I believe deeply in the importance of safeguarding our community values from harmful external influences. Recent school board workshops have highlighted the challenges that we face. And while I'm encouraged by the proactive stances of many district chairs, I'm also concerned. I'm concerned about the lack of current transparency on specific policies in critical areas. For example, there is an urgent need for a clear guideline on handling content deemed inappropriate for our children. Such matters, primarily related to sexuality, should not be introduced to prepubescent children, as it compromises their innocence. Furthermore, I'm alarmed by remarks made in recent workshops that compared the absence of bathroom policies to the need for policies on inappropriate books. I believe that the idea was to minimize the effect of those policies. But this comparison minimalizes the real risks that such material proposes to young minds. Moreover, the lack of bathroom policy is in itself problematic. Are you aware that students at Oak Leaf High School will go the entire day at school without using the restroom because they, quote, bad stuff happens there? Perhaps more policy and more enforcement of those policies is what we desperately need. As a community, we must also address other pressing issues like cell phone usage and truancy with clear enforceable policies. My experience as a father, even though I'm not perfect, convinces me of the effectiveness of clear direction and expectations. In conclusion, I advocate for the development and strict enforcement of policies that will positively shape our school's culture and provide a safer and more productive environment for our children. I'm committed to this cause, and I look forward to collaborating with other concerned parents, like myself, and with the school board to foster a brighter future for our children. We owe it to them. With my last few moments, I would also like to say that the parents need to step up. If there's any parents in this room that haven't watched the workshops, if there's anyone online who hasn't come to one of these meetings, if your kid is struggling in the school system, it's your fault. You can't expect the school board or the school to do everything to fix it. We all need to step up. They're our children. Let's raise them. Thank you.
All right, that concludes presentations from the audience. At this time, we'll be moving into the discussion agenda. Let me give the board a moment to refresh our screens. All right, so our first item sorry, let me get there, is Human Resources Special Action A. Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
I have a motion from Ms. Bola. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Ms. Clark. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, we have no special action B or C. So moving on to item D4. This is a public hearing to approve as advertised the revisions to the challenged materials policy, reconsideration for review of library materials. So I will open the public hearing. If anybody would like to speak, you don't need a yellow card to speak at a public hearing. If you'll just make your way to the microphone. I know I had a couple of people mark on their yellow card that they also wanted to speak during the public hearing, so this is your opportunity. When you come to the podium, just state your name and address as normal.
You should have that memorized by now.
I
Bruce
should,
Friedman,
shouldn't I?
address on file. Regarding the rubric, I mentioned in prior correspondence that it does not coordinate with the procedure, with a timeline and a mechanism for cleanup. No matter what you call appropriate and inappropriate, the determination needs to be made not just for future purchases, but for the 200,000 other books in this county that I haven't had time to read. Someone has to clean up the summaries in the Destiny system. They're clearly inadequate. And someone has to say, no more purchases until you clean up your mess. I understand there's a bunch of books like SAT prep books that need to be purchased right away. You make whatever exceptions you need for the effectiveness of your system. But first, you protect the children. Don't just rely on publishers' dust jackets or little Destiny summaries for any kind of clue as to what the content of the book is. We all know how bad that's gone. 400 books, roughly, have already been removed from this district. There's hundreds more. Not just the vile pornography that I've been presenting, because that's really an easy win. I show you where the point is, you make the book go away. There are things that are so much worse. Inviting children to believe things that are untrue, inviting children to put themselves in dangerous situations like what I mentioned about the Trevor Project, convincing them that gender is fluid, which it's not. Your chromosomes don't lie. God didn't make a mistake. Anyway, you'll do what you do. I hope it's more focused on the children than it has been in the last 2 years. And I hope it's a very effective, rapid plan that Mr. Brodsky backs you up with. God bless. Have a good night.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing and bring it back to the board for a vote. Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
A motion for approval from Ms. Bola. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Ms. Hanson. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, we have item C11 pulled from the consent agenda to the discussion agenda by Ms. Hanson. This is the Library Media Services Manual. Ms. Hanson, the floor is yours. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we do need a motion in a second before we discuss.
I'll
I'm
move
sorry.
approval.
I have a motion for approval from Ms. Bola. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Ms. Skipper. All right, Ms. Hanson.
Thank you. At the workshop, tonight we sit here, we're going to approve the procedures manual that at the workshop I explained I felt was lacking procedures. There is no policy in any company anywhere in the world that is successful without intentional procedures. The biggest problem that I have, and the reason that I pulled the library procedure manual, because it needs to provide specific supports for what the policy states. For example, I find it a bit bothersome that the policy states, and you all know I had a big hand in trying to figure out this policy, states that the community rubric, our school board standards, would be found in the procedures manual. They are not in this procedures manual. I don't even know what they look like. I don't have a copy of them. You have never seen our own community standards at this point. So what I'm saying is, I am not saying what has happened in the procedures manual is wrong. What I'm saying is, we need to address exactly what our policy was intended to do. And the main function was to develop these board standards, and I'm concerned that we haven't seen them nor discussed them because we don't have a copy of them. So as we go into, I would say, a rapid succession, Neola, we agreed to purchase Neola. I would say that the district and superintendent and the school board are partners. And what I'm looking forward as we move through reinventing, reinvigorating, or getting rid of or refreshing our old policies is a more collaborative effort where the board can have input. Even though I understand, Mr. Superintendent, procedures are yours and policies are ours, but it makes sense to me that it is very intricate and interconnected, and without working back and forth to figure out why we were elected and the board's intent of writing policy, we're headed in a wrong direction. So I'm here to ask that when we develop policies and procedures, that we begin to work together more effectively, listening to each other, respecting each other, and understanding that without each other, we're nothing. And so that's what I wanted to say, is I feel like the procedures manual isn't addressing the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is Mr. Friedman has stood in front of us for almost 2 years. 2 years ago, April, I went to the district. I was a candidate for this seat with 25 books that I couldn't believe were there. Mr. Friedman is the sole reason that we have removed almost 400 obscene materials from our libraries. And he catches a lot of flack. I disagree with half of what he has submitted. But when it comes to obscene material, nobody in this room ever thought that there would be that many. And let me tell you, I'm proud of this county. We actually have gotten rid of 400 books that break Florida statute. I sat next to a school board member at a recent event who said, "Oh, you're from Clay County." I said, "Yes." And she said, "You're the ones removing all those books." And I said, "Would you like to see a list of them? Because they're in your libraries too." And what she said to me was, "No, if I know about them, then we have to remove them." We are a step above everybody else, a step above everybody else. And the only person who's really looking for these books happens to be a citizen who catches a lot of flack from everybody. And so when it comes to the procedures manual, I wish we had key components. I wish we were talked to, allowed to have input, and our concerns listened to. And that's what I wanted to say about this, okay?
Anything further? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion,
Madam Chair, is this to this voting on the procedures manual?
yes.
Opposed, nay.
Okay. Did I get everybody's vote? Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah, we're voting on the procedures manual.
The procedures
right now, right?
manual, yes. And the,
Sorry, I'm still a little new at
Ms.
this.
Skipper, you seconded the motion? Yes. Okay, all right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. No.
No.
Okay, motion carries 3-2 with Ms. Skipper and Ms. Hanson dissenting. All right, our next item, item D5, is the request for the adoption of resolution number 24-22, authorizing the issuance of the Certificates of Participation, Series 2024A, and the cash defeasance of the outstanding Certificates of Participation, Series 2012, Certificates of Participation, Series 2014, and Certificates of Participation, Series 2017. Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
Okay, a motion for approval from Ms. Bola. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And a second from Ms. Skipper. All right, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right. I will now call a recess of the regular school board meeting and call to order the meeting of the Clay School Board Leasing Corporation. The meeting of the Board of Directors of Clay School Board Leasing Corporation is hereby called to order. We will now entertain item D6 on the agenda, request for Clay School Board Leasing Corporation to adopt resolution number 24-22A, authorizing the issuance of certificates of participation, Series 2024A. The Secretary, Mr. Broski, will now share his recommendation.
My recommendation is consideration of resolution number 2024-22A, rescinding resolution numbers 24-19A and 24-20A, and authorizing the issuance of certificates of participation, Series 2024A, and the execution of the following: lease schedule number 2024A, Series 2024A supplemental trust agreement, Series 2024A ground lease agreement, certificate purchase contract, and certain amendments to the master lease purchase agreement and master trust agreement.
Is there a motion and a second on the Secretary's recommendation?
I move approval.
I have a motion from Ms. Bola. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. There being no other business to be brought before this board, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move approval.
Okay, I have a motion to adjourn from
I'll
Ms.
second
Skipper
it.
and a second from Ms. Bola. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries and the meeting is adjourned. All right, at this time, we will reconvene the regular meeting and take up the consent agenda. Proclamation 24-21 to establish May 2024 as Mental Health Awareness Month is part of our consent agenda, as well as Proclamation number 24-23 to recognize May as National Speech Language Hearing Month and May 18th as National Speech Language Pathologist Appreciation Day. All right, there are no items withdrawn from the consent agenda, and we voted on item C11 previously on the discussion agenda. So, do I have a motion on the consent agenda?
I move.
Okay, I have a motion for approval from Ms. Skipper. Do we have a second?
I'll second. Okay.
Second from Ms. Bola. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Madam Chairman, if I can just make a comment, the Code of Student Conduct was just amended and this is for advertising only. But once we advertise a document, we rarely change that document. We do advertise for 28 days. For those of you who are concerned about any cell phone use, which we heard brought up tonight, please look at the Code of Student Conduct because we have changed it to be much more strict. And I know that that may in the future cause some student eyebrows to go up, most definitely, but it's something that we had decided in a workshop recently, if you watched that workshop. And I just want to make a note of that so that people are aware. Thank you.
Okay. At this time, we'll have an update from Vicki Kidwell on behalf of CCEA.
Good evening. It's been a long night and a joyous night in many ways, but I'll try to make it short. May is traditionally the month for teacher appreciation. Schools, parents, and students will make efforts this month to thank their favorite teachers for making a difference in their lives of their students. But many teachers are struggling to find reasons to stay in teaching when they feel anything but appreciated in Florida. Last year, Florida ranked 48th. And I'm sure you've all heard that the new data shows that average teacher statistics make teacher salaries in Florida drop again to 50th. Now, the report, which includes all 50 states and the District of Columbia, shows that only West Virginia ranks lower than our Sunshine State. When educators tell me they are leaving teaching because they have been offered a private sector job that will pay them $15,000 more when they walk in the door, I struggle to find reasons to convince them to stay. It's hard not to feel disrespected and dismissed when Florida's teachers rank 50th, but Florida's economy is 4th in the United States. It's hard to feel appreciated when Florida's schools rank 42nd in student funding, while Florida is projected to have a fiscal surplus next year of $7 billion. This year, Florida will increase teacher salary funding by about 1%, sending Clay an additional $2.5 million. That's about $840 per teacher for the year. We cannot rely on the state to fund the salary increases we need to keep teachers. We know that education budgets are always tight, but we are asking for Clay County to prioritize funding of employee compensation during budgeting. Salaries must overcome the shrinking effects of inflation. The district needs a long-term plan to aggressively increase salaries over several years. Florida's average teacher salary is $53,000. Within the 67 counties in Florida, Clay County ranks 43rd with an average of $49,000. That puts Clay County 7.6% below the state average, which is already 50th. Recently, a teacher told me her experience would give her a $10,000 salary increase plus free insurance if she went to Duval. She said her family couldn't ignore the cold, hard facts any longer. What do I say to that? I've given you a whole lot of data, and much of it is bleak, but I still have hope. I have seen this district's leadership tackle challenges with determination and innovation. You have heard it said, where there's a will, there's a way. All that is needed for progress is a commitment to an aggressive goal for salary increases that will match and overcome the state average. Without a plan, teacher salaries get budget leftovers. Please make a plan to give teachers what they deserve. We know that we can't maintain a great school system without retaining great educators. You heard from the SLPs today. This is the reality that our teachers and our professionals here in Clay County are facing. We need them to stay. I know it's late. I appreciate you listening. It's an important thing, and it's going to take planning. I'm ready to work and plan with you. Thank you. By the way, the paperwork I gave you, that's the latest stats on the surrounding southern counties, or surrounding southern states.
Thank you, Ms. Kidwell.
There.
Is Mr. Roberts here this evening for a CESPA update? Okay, all right. So next is Superintendent's update and presentation.
All right, before I begin, I wanted to clarify a couple things because I think that, sometimes I'll listen and I'll say, but I don't think that that's exactly correct when it comes to several things that I heard this evening, and so many of them happened so quick. My memory is not what it used to be, but just a couple of quick points of clarification. I agree with Ms. Hanson about working together on a strong and robust procedure, and we've done that. I'm recording 7 meetings that we've had and 9 additional times of contact related to this issue, and we'll continue to do that and continue to work together when it comes to the issue of the policies related to books. Remember, the manual only puts us in compliance with the state statute. That was the intended purpose. You passed a policy, it would seem to me that you would also want to pass a procedure that's in line with state statute at the same time. That's a starting point to grow from there, realizing that there's other things related to that. And I acknowledge that and willing to work together on that, or see whatever day-to-day operations types of forms anybody would like to see, the procedures that are in place in order to accomplish that. When it comes to salary, you know that the board under statute 447 can't negotiate directly with individuals. But I thought context would be helpful. Is there any doubt that teachers deserve to get paid more? The answer is no, there's no doubt, right? I don't think any board member, and I guess you really can't shake your heads, I don't think anybody in here would disagree with that. But, some reality is that this board has made tremendous progress in 3 years. So in 3 years' time, this board has put together an additional, for the instructional personnel, an additional $21.9 million. That's additional money towards that. That's the highest 3-year aggregate in the history of Clay County. Again, Vicki, does that mean where we're supposed to be? The answer is no. But if you're taking a look at the last 3 years, the answer is the commitment has been there and will continue to be there. When you add in support and admin, the total amount of additional new money that Clay County has put towards their employees is $44 additional million during the last 3 years. That is a record far beyond any other 3-year period in the history of Clay County since 1857. So I'm very proud of that fact, because many of you know I was the HR person prior to that, prior to this job. And it's really the people that work for our district that make our district great. I totally understand that, totally agree. I'm just trying to provide a little context, because sometimes I hear speakers come up like nothing's being done, and I find it offensive, to be honest. When I look at the numbers and the facts don't bear the rhetoric that's spoken. And so I'm going to continue to advocate for employees like I have for 35 years vigorously in every other year that I have. So I just wanted to provide some context before we moved on. And there's no doubt that the stats you provided are alarming, to say the least, and we need to continue to work on that. I can't remember the other stuff that because of how long it's went, but golly, I'm sure I'm passionate about what I do for our district, and the heart and well, I'll just leave it at that. Got some things to share with you this evening. Superintendent super students, as well as the K-12 art shoot, math field day, instructional hiring fair, all kinds of good stuff. My favorite thing to do is to go out and see students. This is Carmen. Carmen's at Grove Park. The nice thing about going to an elementary school, you go out into the classroom, and you know what happens? Every student in the class claps for that student, and that student is truly a rock star. That's not how it works in high school, by the way. High school students don't think it's cool when the superintendent shows up to give them an award. So I always find that very interesting. Super young man at Grove Park, a great example. Then you can see our other students from junior high and high school. Again, super duper students from Oak Leaf High and Orange Park Junior High. The art show, if you didn't see that, it was fantastic. I'm just going to tell you, the Thrasher Horn, I think is a great venue, but even that's not enough space for it. It really is. We have such talented students. The thing that always impresses me whenever I go to something, I always try to put myself through the eyes of a student. And I remember standing there as students were coming up during the art show, and every student is a little bit different, right? There's different types of students. And for these students that were there, this was their Super Bowl. This was their jam. And I always look at that and I always think, like, while I have zero artistic ability whatsoever, like not even stickmen, come out for me. I have an appreciation for students that can do that. And we should be proud of the opportunities that we have given for our students and continue. That's a commitment of the board towards the fine arts, because not every student is an athlete, not every student is an academic. They all have different desires, different things that they're motivated by. And when you go to the art shows, that's one of those times where that kind of hits me hard. Like, okay, this is their thing, this is their jam, and so I appreciate the board's leadership on that. When it comes to supporting the arts, it's very, very important. It's a huge segment of our students are involved in that. Fantastic artwork. Somehow Jim D. Marie snuck into a photo there. I don't know. Math Field Day was a great event. Let me just say this. I enjoy that. I actually start working out for that event weeks before, so I don't pull a leg or anything like that. Over 500 students showing up to do math on a Saturday, and they were excited about it. I don't think I've ever been excited about doing math, so it's fantastic that they all showed up. Their parents there. I'm just telling you, it was a fantastic event. In fact, I'm going to say Math Field Day might be my favorite event of the year. It really is fantastic. All right, everybody, mark it down. Everybody, I'm going to say it twice. Hiring fair, Monday, May 6th, 5 to 7, right here at Fleming Island High School. If anybody out there who has a bachelor's degree would love to become a teacher, we'd love to have you. Okay, remember, all it takes is somebody that really cares about students, a bachelor's degree, and we'll have experts there that can help you out with certification and other stuff. But please come out to the hiring fair. We do a fantastic job of hiring teachers, and we're looking forward to everybody showing up there. Again, what time is it? It's 5 to 7, Fleming Island High School on Monday. Spread the word. Teacher Appreciation Week. Let me just say this. There's no doubt that being a teacher has become more difficult. In fact, it's probably the most difficult it's ever been, but it's also never been more important. And so the support of teachers and the appreciation that we have for our teachers, should be evident for all. I think back myself, and we all can think of the one teacher. For me, it was Mrs. Decker. She taught 7th grade geography. I remember this, and I remember this vividly, that she's one of the reasons why I became a teacher. This is 7th grade as a young man. Now, truth be told, I hope Sue's not listening, but I had a little crush on Mrs. Decker, back in those days. But I just remember the influence that she had on me. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool if other people had that same thought about me as a teacher? Growing up in a family of 10 that was very strict, and well, that's all I'm saying about that. But I kind of had an appreciation for that. Teacher Appreciation Week. We should all appreciate the contributions of teachers, and teachers in Clay County do an awesome job. Upcoming events: kindergarten registration opened. Parents, if you're out there and anybody's listening, please register your kid for kindergarten. It's difficult to predict how many students are going to be in kindergarten and thus staffed properly unless we know you're coming. So please don't hesitate to enroll. All kinds of stuff happening in May. I'm not going to go down and read the list to you. And then don't forget, board members, May 23rd is commencement for Ridgeview High School at UNF, and then the 24th, all of our high schools. The last day for students is the 30th, and Memorial Day is the 27th. Last day for teachers is the 31st. So everybody's out by June, which is why we had so many students here today, and so I appreciate the patience. But you know what? It was worth it, because it was worth it to those students and those families. So thank you for your patience.
All right. School board attorney remarks. Did you have anything?
I hope I'm on now. There we are. First off, thank you all so much for having me here tonight. It's great to be here and cover down for Mr. Blocker. I think I have a prettier face, but it's. But just a couple updates. We're still working with Clay County Sheriff's Office and in the county on SRO agreements, making headway. We have some drafts over with them. We should be receiving notes and comments and back next week or by the end of this week. So we'll be looking for those and moving forward with that. We are working next week. We are continuing our discussion on truancy. I know that is a big concern and is something everyone is looking forward to getting updates on. We are working to get that started up again. It's certainly a large task to get it started, specifically under the truancy statute. There's certain parenting plans and other things that a judge or a magistrate can order be done through the truancy program. However, some of those programs are not in place as we have not done truancy. So first steps is to make sure that goes into place and then meet with our chief judge to be able to make sure we don't overburden the judiciary in starting. And those are the only two comments I have at this time. If there's anything more, feel free to ask me questions.
Thank you, Mr.
everyone.
Steinmetz. School board member remarks. Ms. Bolo, would you like to start?
Sure. I just have a few things I wanted to highlight from, as we all realize, it's been a very busy month. Fleming Island High's Wind Symphony performed at Carnegie Hall. And I know many of us read about it, we've heard about it from the Clay Today, et cetera. But what you may not know, and I didn't see this in the Clay Today, is that they also performed the world premiere of A Rose Blooms Forth, which is a commissioned piece to honor their director, Mara Rose, who last year received a Lifetime Achievement Award in music. And I attended their final practice here at the high school in the cafeteria the night before they left for Carnegie Hall, the night before they left for New York City. One of the things that I learned was that when they got to Carnegie Hall, they had to wait in the wings, and they had their music and they had their instruments. And they had 22 minutes to come out of the wings, sit down, perform 4 pieces, including this world premiere, and then at the end, stand up, take their music and instruments, and leave the stage. 22 minutes. Now, what would happen if they went to 23 minutes? It would have been an $800 per minute fine. Fortunately, they did it in 22 minutes, so there were no fines acquired. Mr. Pittman did not have to reach into his pocket. Another outstanding collaboration at Ridgeview High School was the general music class. So this is a small group of students in alternative education that meet with Miss Bice for a class in music. And this year they were studying operas and symphonies. With the help of a couple of regular ed students, they performed their take on the opera Carmen, and I was able to go and watch this last week, one morning. They also were able to take a field trip to see the Jacksonville Symphony, and kudos to the students. They were awesome, and they deserve to be incredibly proud of their performance, and especially Miss Bice, who exemplifies the meaning of a compassionate educator. And as we know, collaboration is the key to success, and this happened with the director of the pre-K program, Amy Grimm, art teacher, Julie Brennan, and English teacher, Jason Merritt, here at Fleming Island High School this morning, right in this room. Earlier in the semester, the pre-K read the book, Unlike Other Monsters. And then they drew their own monster. After meeting with the pre-K students, the art students created their monster in 3D using clay. And the AP Literature students, after meeting with the students, wrote a book following standards, and I was informed of this from the AP Lit teacher, following standards to write poetry encompassing rhythm, rhyme, and the 12 stages of hero's journey based on just that simple drawing from the preschool student. The unveiling was this morning, and I have never seen such happiness in such a great group of students and teachers as we had this morning. It was amazing. The preschoolers came in, they sat on their carpet squares, crisscross applesauce, and before them was the picture that they had drawn. There was a bound book that talked about their monster. It was a full story, fully, I mean, the artwork was absolutely gorgeous in them as well. And then there was this little clay monster, fully painted, fully kilned, the whole 9 yards. And they just picked them up and they were playing with them and looking at them. And then the high school students came and sat around them. And they were able to read the book together. They were able to share and talk about collaboration. And this is a project that hopefully will go into all of our high schools that have pre-K programs. And what brought to mind these three things was that we have so many different teachers with such dynamic skills. And we are an outstanding district. Yes, we can always be better. Always, we know that. An observation made recently was that we are a highly functioning district. I love that. It says we're working well together, and our recent accreditation backs that up. Totally backs that up. This is because of the great work done by our teachers, students, administrators, and support staff. But I bring this out every couple of times throughout the year, and this is for you, teachers. This is not enough. It is Teacher Appreciation Day, and it should be every day. And I know that the children feel that. Once they walk into the classroom, the first day of school, to the very last day that they leave, and they're hugging their teacher and crying, and as the teacher frequently is crying as well, and saying that they'll miss them, but they're sending them on to their next chapter. Thank you. Thank you for your job. Well done. Appreciate you.
Ms. Skipper?
Ms. Bola touched on some of the things I had. It's been a very busy month. I know all of us have been to many events with the Clay Education Spring event, the fair, all the many activities. Yes, yes.
Sorry.
They made us trade pigs. And what pig show in history did that ever happen? I have to defend myself here. That's all I'm saying. Homegirl's pig was wild. Mine was not. Anyways, and to piggyback off of Ms. Bola, thank you for our teachers. I have many and family members who are teachers. I can't say many in our system in Clay County because some are just north of us, but thank you for all that you do. I see it every day in my beautiful kids, so I appreciate everything that you do. And my mom being a teacher, I have to thank her as well. But today is also National Day of Prayer, like one of our audience member has touched on. And I had the opportunity this morning to spend time with community leaders within our community here in Clay County, elected officials coming together, praying over Clay County as a whole, whether it's firemen and police, the superintendent in our schools, the board, decision-making. We always say that Clay County is unique, and it's so true. And as the world is changing around us, it's a fight to keep Clay County, Clay County. So I appreciate those who come together and are willing to stand in a room and pray together over the decision makers of this county, and not only just Clay, but Florida, our nation from top to bottom. I don't think, and I say all of this because I don't think people truly understand the great leadership that Clay County has and the people that you all have elected to be in office. So starting my day off with those surrounded in prayer was a good part of my day. So thank you for bringing that up, and just, I guess, thank all of you for being who you are. That's it.
Ms. Clark?
I'm going to keep mine very short because the pollen has gotten to me again, so I apologize. Yeah, starting the day this morning with prayer. I mean, we went from nation to local, and our local is very important to us. And as far as the teachers go, I don't think any of us would be up here if we didn't value and appreciate what our teachers do. And when it comes to the speech language pathologist, in our family, like many others, we have personal experience with that. And not only did we need to have private, but we also had the school jump right in and help us get to where we needed. And that young man spoke before us tonight and had no issue. But it was very different years ago. But it was due to the quality of what Clay brought us. So I thank you for that. Other than that, I know we took a very interesting vote tonight that everybody will have an opinion about. And I do agree there are some procedures that we must change, but that is something we need to work on right now. I voted the way I did because I felt it was necessary to be in line with the legislators with what we are required to do. But this is an ongoing issue, and there's no excuse for porn still being in our libraries. So anyway, I thank you all for us working together to get this done. So thank you.
Ms. Hanson?
So it dawned on me that on June 30th, I will no longer be a certified teacher. At 62 years old, I wanted to sit down and cry because it's something I was so passionate about. But I guess I've moved on to something pretty good here too. But it's really a hole in my heart that I can't say I'm a certified teacher anymore. So
If you just send a check, we can recertify you.
I heard I was
and-
10 points short.
Okay, we can give you a class and get you in there again.
But I've not been out of the classroom 2 years yet. And it's hard, you realize when you're not there how much you were meant to be there and how much it meant to you. And so for everyone who shows up every single day for those kids, I thank you. And the other thing is, I just wanted to touch base real quick. At the workshop when I spoke about the need for acquiring an independent internal auditor, I believe the district and the board does a great job. But our county student population is growing, hence a larger budget. I want to make sure that we remain diligent, emphasizing transparency and accountability. I appreciate, I spoke with Mr. Blocker and he updated me on his research. And I appreciate Mr. Broski's working on this and his willingness to collaborate with the board, making sure that all controls are in place to guard taxpayer dollars, because that's important. So thank you. In addition, I did not have office hours in April, and I'm sure there's no one listening anymore, but I do have them 4 to 7, Middleburg on May 8th, Orange Park at the library on May 15th, 4 to 7, and Fleming Island High School 4 to 7 on Wednesday, the 22nd. I encourage you, if you'd like to share anything with me, I'm all ears during those hours. And that's all. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't think I could add much to what's already been said. You guys covered it all. But I think we're all counting down the days to that last day of school, having our kids home for the summer and teachers having time with their families during the day. Everybody has vacations to look forward to, I'm sure. So hang in there. We're almost there, and we'll see you in June. This meeting is adjourned.